Back to Morning Express, as I promised earlier that I'll bring you the lady who got the most number of votes during the party primaries in April. Well, she is here. Dada Llamo is in the race for Kiambu woman representative race. During the primaries, she garnered over 400,000 votes, the highest votes ever in a nomination exercise. The former radio presenter, who is also a social activist, has a lot under her sleeve. Welcome to Morning Express, Dada Llamo. First of all, congratulations on making history. 400,000 votes. That was no mean feat. What do you think was your secret?
First of all, I want to thank God. That's God's victory. You know, when you do God's work, God favors you.
Okay.
So I've been doing
you attribute this purely just to doing God's work?
I am telling you.
When you say doing God's work, what do you mean?
I've been doing a lot of community service, charity, a lot of charity work. And I think that is what Kiambu people really loved. Yes. And, and they really were waiting for me to, you know, to step up and say, I want to be a leader, because they saw a lot of potential in me.
All right.
Yes.
Now, help us understand why the transition. You already had a huge platform where you're able to reach so many people. I know in one of your statements you've said that you'd like to go into, you know, a place where you can now ask the right questions.
Yes.
But you already had a fantastic platform to do that as a media personality. A very popular one, I must say.
Yes, I appreciate it. But you and me do know very well that when you're on radio, you have quite many things that limit you from just being the voice of the people to implementation. And at times we speak and speak and speak as radio personalities, but nothing happens. And that makes me feel like I want to, you know, step out and say, I want to be part and parcel of the implementation team. Because when you're on radio and when you're on TV, all you do is highlight issues, talk about the victims, you know, suggest solutions, but you do not get the opportunity to implement it. Yeah. So I felt like I am somehow, you know, I'm throat cut. I have not been able to be given the opportunity to do what I think should be done. And I've been a voice for many years. I've been a teacher for 20 years. Since since 1997. Yes. Okay. Yes.
So why Dada Llamo for Women Rep Kiambu?
First of all, because I have all it takes, and I believe I do. And by the number of votes that people gave me in Kiambu, it clearly shows, it clearly shows that they believe in me. It's not about being on radio, because so many other people have been on radio and have been on TV. And when they get to the ground to ask for political favors, they don't get. They don't get acceptance. So it's not about being on radio that has made me that popular.
It certainly was
the impact of what I've been doing. Of course, it has been a very good platform. But the question is, have I been using the platform in the right way? Have I impacted on my people? If I have, then the results are clear. Yeah. So why politics? It's because, of course, you cannot do radio forever. You need to show people that what you've been talking about is something that is doable.
It's coming from the heart.
Exactly. And you need also to implement the passion. If you have passion to do something, I think it's good for you to put it into activities or into action. And that is exactly what I'm doing.
Okay. Now
and I'm born a leader, by the way, my brother. You know, when you're born with a talent, you're born with a leadership aspect of life. Sometimes when you squeeze it down, it doesn't go very well. You feel like you've not done what we call self-actualization. Yeah, so I feel like I'm not actualized.
Your thoughts, some say that leaders are made, not born.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that, now that you say that you feel that you're born a leader?
I think for me, leadership is part of what I was born with, because I started leadership even when I was a very small girl. My mother tells me that when I was 4 years old, I was already a leader in my own way. Those who know me very well, even in my childhood, they always define me as a leader. I've been a leader all through. So when it comes to leadership fronts, I feel like that's where I'm supposed to be.
That's where you're meant to be.
Yes.
All right, let's look at the current track record in Kiambu, and we have the incumbent, Ann Kavi. Your maybe thoughts on how she has performed so far?
I think by the way people responded to my my candidacy tells you that they had already realized there's a big gap, and I do not want to discuss so much of my opponents, because I sell myself as a brand. I believe whatever I've sold to the people, they've already bought it, they've already accepted it. So we should discuss on how to go forward.
Okay, and
not
that's what I want to hear from you.
Not where
Dada
the others failed.
Llamo has come in as
Yes,
a candidate. What
yes.
is she offering the people of Kiambu?
First of all, a voice. Kiambu has had no voice when it comes to political issues.
They had their voice on radio as well. When you're
I've talked about political issues and leadership issues. Kiambu finally have a woman who has a voice, somebody who can speak and speak facts and propagate issues and dwell on them until there is delivery. And that is something that Kiambu has not had for some time. Two, I am very passionate about family unit, the family unit. And like you, probably you've consumed this kind of data or this kind of information, that we've had a serious problem in Kiambu when it comes to family disintegration. Why a lot of family disintegration issues is because of the family unit. When there is no family unit, the others will always pile. And therefore, even on my radio platform, I'm popularly known for reconciling families. And communities. And therefore, I am very passionate about the family unit. I'm also a victim of a collapsed family unit. And therefore, I feel the pain, I feel the effects, I feel the urge to bring back, you know, the perception of the family unit. Yeah.
Is that part of the initiative that you have, Let Me Be Me?
Partly yes, partly yes, because of course the children that I've been assisting or supporting in my campaign for Let Me Be Me it cannot be isolated from the family unit. Because when you have one child who is born with such complications, sexuality complications, I've had a lot of parental neglect. People running away from their own children just because there is some funny or some uncomfortable or abnormal situation that you cannot explain why a child has two sexual organs or a child has ambiguous sexuality that is neither male nor female. And therefore, we've had a lot of family unity disintegration out of the same problem. And by the way, in my program, in the initiative, the Let Me Be Me, I've realized that a majority of the children are abandoned. Why are they abandoned? It's because the grandma, the grandpa cannot understand the situation, the father, the mother, the siblings, the cousins, and they all run away.
But you sound like you're more of I'd call a social kind of a leader, somebody who wants to bring in families together, make sure that the child is taken care of. How will Woman Rep help you realize that, being Woman Rep?
I don't know whether you have studied properly what a woman rep is supposed to do. A woman representative is elected by everybody in the county, but she's supposed to represent the whole county.
Correct.
But she's skewed towards the issues of the vulnerable groups. And who are the vulnerable groups? The vulnerable groups are the women, the children, and the people born with disabilities. And therefore, if I am a socialist and have been dealing so much on social issues, I fit in very well with these groups. However, for me to be able to execute my duty, I also need to understand the political arena. I need to understand the issues that are within the political slides so that I can be able to execute my duty very well. So I think even people believe that I can do it. If I've done it in the past without the mandate, when I have the mandate, then I'll be able to execute it properly.
Well, time tells us that music means that it's time out for us. But your closing comments to the people of Kiambu, and you can just look at that camera and let them know this one right here.
This one?
Yeah, your message to the people of Kiambu.
First of all, I'm very grateful that watu wa Kiambu mulinipatia heshima kubwa sana. And you allowed me to represent you, and you have allowed me to go on and fight on to become your woman representative for Kiambu County. I am very grateful. The number of votes that you gave me during the party primaries is a clear indication that you believe in me. And now that you believe in me, I can only promise one thing: delivery, delivery, delivery. Thank you very much, Dada Llamo, for joining us this morning. And we wish you all the best. Asante, nashukuru. All right, and well, that's where they say that time waits for no man, and it is no different right here on Morning Express, where it's time for us now to say goodbye and wish you all a fantastic and a wonderful day. Do stay with us right here on KTN News. Akisa Wandera takes up the reins on Worldview, going around the world in 60 minutes. Do have yourselves a productive and a good day. God bless.